Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Minecraft Bedrock Survival. In the last episode we started building the first part of the infrastructure for Achievement Park, and in today's episode we are going to be building more on that. We're going to be building the finishing touches to the rail line. So we built the station last time, and if you can see in the distance there is a little line, and you can see a little sequence of redstone just in the distance there. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop on here, we're going to zoom away and down the tunnel, and we are going to finish building the rail line. Now technically the rail line is complete, but to make it look more real, I want it to be pillared up in the ocean. So just whilst we're journeying here, this should be all the blocks that we need to finish our construction on the line. And then what we'll do is we'll finish off the episode by I'll take you actually all the way to Achievement Park, or at least the foundations of it, of what I've done so far. So let's just slide along here. Okay, so we're now exiting. We're going up back to the surface. And you'll see here is our incredibly long rail line. It goes to, I think it's like 2,500 nod along there. And as you'll see here, we are in line with zero. So we're actually in line with spawn here. And what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be building these pillars, the last handful. Maybe I should have done this at daytime. Right, we'll get to the other end and... Oh, I don't have a bed with me, do I? Well, I'll quickly nip back once we get there, and we'll maybe do this in daytime so you can actually see, because I'm going to build the first pillar with you, and then what I'll do is we'll do a time lapse for the remaining 5 pillars. But here there's a little gap where our train is going to stop here, just so we couldn't go any further. Okay everyone, it's now daytime and we are now returning to the track, and you can see these pillars that we're going to build here. You can see the shape of them, so they're going to start off with stone and then they're going to go to other materials as we get higher. Now, in order to make this a little bit easier for us, I have laid some underwater foundations already. So if we just hop down here, and I'll tell you what, we will just take out our sword whilst we're here. Yep, there it is. Still got to watch out for there's loads of drowns in this area. Because our base is so well lit up, it means that we do get an awful lot of drowns in all the other areas around here. So there we go. I think crossed I've got enough resources for this. I did roughly count it. The only thing I didn't count was our stone bricks here. This is the only one that I didn't do an accurate count because I wasn't 100% sure what we would need every time for bringing it up out of the ocean. That's one stack gone already. Let's bring this next line up. So we're starting off, as I said, we're building the infrastructure to get there. In the next episode, I think we will possibly build the gatehouse to Achievement Park. And once we have the gate and a little bit of a, maybe a nice sort of entrance area, we're going to start building the modules which are going to allow everyone who joins this server once it's made live, any achievements that you are stuck on, you will be able to come here and get them. At least that's the plan anyway. Right, so that's all those layers there done. And having trouble getting back up to the surface. Right, and you see what we've done here as well is I've made a little platform. This is basically so that it was originally when I was building some of these ones here, you can launch a rocket off here and get to get back to in the sky, so you can get back on there, especially well if you fall off. So anyway, let's build up this. And according to my notebook, I want to be building this up to 84. And forgot to build up the other layers. And this is why I've done the scaffolding. Because we can just get rid of this later. Okay, right now we're up to 84, and this is where things change a little bit. So we've got a nice transition layer of one of my favourite blocks, the smooth stone slabs. And next we're going to build up some quartz. We have used an absolutely phenomenal amount of quartz over the past few days, because it took me a little bit of time to build out that tunnel. And as well, one of the reasons why I haven't done quite as many episodes is I've thrown all of my resources into this project. Let's just build that a little bit higher. So I've been spending a lot of time grinding out all the resources that we need to build this. I'll have to collect those later on when we go down. Yes, we're on 93 now. So now we'll just put some steps in here just to transition it to a single layer. So just if you're doing this something like this, just crouch and you can slowly go between them. And next we have some concrete. And this is the white concrete, which I wish was actually maybe more white. Has maybe it's a sort of like bluish twinge to it. But anyway, we are now underneath the track. So what I'm going to do is, you'll see that every time, because, well, I should explain a little bit more about this track as well. These pylons are every 100, so you'll see our position there, we are at 200, and we are travelling along the 700. All the way to the end, because I want to try and make everything to easy numbers so that it was easy for counting. There is a redstone block every 10, just to make sure that the rail line was fully powered as we go all the way along. So let's take out some of these. I put some extra blocks in here. It was just mainly just for the introduction, even though it was dark, just so I could stop the train at this one here. Once this is restored, we'll have the full track and we will ride the whole thing along, which is 8 minutes as well. But don't worry, I won't subject you to the full 8 minutes. We will speed it up. Anyway, the next bit for building these is we're going to put some slabs. So we've come 3 up from there. And I'm just going to put a slab on either side. And then if I just swap these things around that we had for the scaffolding, and I don't know what this what's with this particular build of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. You have to tell me if you guys are experiencing this as well, but there is a lot of lag happening. I mean, at first I thought maybe it's our base because of all the crazy redstone stuff that we have in there, but it's persisting all over the place. Right, so for the next bit, we're now just building up again there, this Y shape, and we cap it off with another one of those. And next, the interesting part now is to make it look like this track is suspended. We're going to come in there and we're going to put an end rod facing into there. And then just to add a little bit more texture and detail, we come up very carefully. And you see there, because we have a slab, you can see it more clearly here, the iron bars become a single rod, and then if I just do that there, it just gives it a nice little shape as we go along there, just add a little bit more texture to the build. So right, let's just get rid of this construction material that we have here, and let's, oh, I don't have enough track on me, the track must be down there in the ocean. So anyway, let's build up this next layer, and we forgot to put our end rod just on there. So let's get another bit of that, and we'll build out here. And then same again, because we're using the mechanic in this where we can be in front of a block and place just for the next empty block, as long as there's nothing that you can click on. You can of course come out behind, actually I'll just correct here, you can do these by just sort of clicking here as well. Let's get our pickaxe back out. And get rid of that for a moment. So next now we will build up these. So we've got 2 there just to complete the Y shape. Then we will build that up there and pop our railings there. And then come in there, and that is it. These are really nice, simple to build. I think they look really nice, and once we have this entire line completed, I think it's going to look really awesome. So next up is to build the remaining, I think it's a 5 or 6, but first of all we will complete the rail there as quickly before it despawns. Right, we've collected that, and we will, tell you what, we will gather up this as well because that's not needed. Don't have an axe on me. Now, how many of those blocks went all the way down? Nope, I think I've actually managed to get them all. Right, so let's go in here. And this is why we put this single block just to do this. I should actually, before we start going with a little bit of a high speed build, this corner piece, with being a corner piece, is... Ooh, we almost died there. Oh, actually, yeah, we did actually forget to build one part. We'll go back and do that in a moment. Literally, this corner piece here, it's the exact same thing, but instead of being side by side, we just put them on the outer corners. But let's just go back to that last tower there, first of all, and finish it off. Because just to add a little bit more detail, with this being in the water, once I build each of these towers, I come around, I knock out a few blocks here and there, just on the bottom, and we are going to exchange that for mossy cobblestone, or mossy stone even. And this is just to give a little bit more texture. Plus, if it's in the ocean like this, if I can get up there. Let's just go in there, because I don't want to lose any blocks. And there we go. So we've got there, just looks like moss or seaweed is growing on it. We could texture these all the way to the bottom, but we'll be on all day. I think really we're only going to see these from this sort of elevation down here. But anyway, we will now crack on with the rest of the build, and we will get these last ones built. I think though I will sleep so that we can see all this in the daytime. Okay everyone, we have now completed all of the support pillars for our train line to our achievement park. I think this looks awesome, this. So you can see them all rising out of the ocean. What we've had to do as well is, I should just point out as well, so we have our station which is over here, that has to ride under the ground, and I took it out right into the ocean, all the way over there and along. I'll point out the reason for that, because our actual achievement park is actually in line with our super tower here. It's actually about 2,500-ish blocks that way, but because we have that many different things going on underground here, I thought it was probably best just to bring it out into the ocean and take us along there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a ride on this. So I'm going to float down to our station over there, and I'll take you over to the foundations of Achievement Park. Then of course as well, when I come back as well, I'm going to have to fix our bulk storage system, because as you may have noticed in the time lapse there, there was obviously a glitch in one of them and I completely broke it even further, but I'll fix that later on. So here goes. This is going to take 8 minutes, and as I said, just well, of course you can also get an achievement for this if you don't have it already, because we're going to be travelling well over 500 blocks. So here we go.
The summer's calling. The summer's calling. If the kingdom's overthrown, meet me at the cornerstone. I know that I can't be without you. This bond is solid gold. We're a diamond and an emerald. Took me forever to find you. 'Cause when it's all over, the love that you give will be there to guide you in every way. Now we've been through the cold and darkest day. The summer's calling. As we wait for the smoke to clear and we watch our dreams appear, I know that we can rise together.
So here we are. It's quite a lengthy train ride, but you do get some lovely scenery as you go. And I should say as well, this line here represents where the actual station is going to be in the end. But typically I ran out of rails that I had brought with me when I laid the track just by this handful here. But anyway, I'll show you here the space that we have to work with. If we just fly up there, this massive area here, which I've spent several nights building, just to make us a nice flat plane, is where we're going to build our park. So this huge area here where you're going to be able to come and hopefully get any achievement that you're stuck on, or nearly every achievement. There is going to be a couple of ones that you can't directly get here. What I will do is, somewhere in this park there'll be a link to the end. There'll be a train that'll take you to the end, rather. I was thinking of the Nether as well there. You'll go to the Nether, and there'll be a little mini park in the Nether directly there, where you'll be able to get the Nether achievements. And over there is a stronghold. Unless I'm maybe just trying to see if there might be one closer over here if we're really, really lucky. But either way, this is where Achievement Park is going to be built. We're going to have some kind of entrance here, and everything is going to be laid out here. Now, I think I may have cordoned off a area that is possibly way, way too big. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, this is going to be one of our major builds, so when we're not working on things at the base or redstone projects, we're going to be here building Achievement Park, because as I say, once this is ready, I'm hoping, depending on how much it costs, we will set up a realm, and people will hopefully be able to come and play and get any achievements that they might be stuck on. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. We were just mainly finishing off the train line in and riding it down here, just to make more of an extension on introducing this project. So don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and join me in the next episode, where I think we will possibly build the gatehouse, because I'd like to build some kind of like Jurassic Park style gate here. I've sketched it out in a redstone, well, my redstone testing world, where it's all creative, and I like the shape of it, but I don't like the materials. I can't choose the materials yet, but once I've done that, we will build our gatehouse. So don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.